and welcome to the Pub Footy Podcast. I'm your host, Diego Cerrone. Today is Wednesday, April 23rd, and as always, I am joined by the boys, Coach John Martinez, Carlos Castro. Fellas, I feel like it's been a while. How you doing?
I mean, it does feel like it's been a while, right? It's only been like a week, if that, but I feel like it's been a long time.
I miss you guys, man. It's when I don't see you guys over the weekend, it feels like it's been forever.
Yeah, for real, it's nuts.
You
I think
guys
it's a
hang
full
out
week.
Too often.
You guys hung out over the weekend, no?
Yeah, we had a little bonfire at
We
Johnny's
did.
on Saturday.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, kind of like an impulsive buy. My sister's like, yeah, let's go buy one right now. I'm like, okay. Went to Home Depot.
It was the I saw it.
Yeah, just went to go buy at Home Depot really quickly. Boom, just
Yeah.
put it in the backyard, and that's it. Just hung out. Nothing crazy.
Nice.
Very low key.
Oh man.
The gallon. Look at him.
The guy works out one time and he has to pull it out.
Yeah, I have to. I mean, it's the first time touching a soccer ball since October. Had to get some touches in. It was all right. My back is killing me. I mean, I got 4 goals, 2 assists, and a 7-3 win.
7-3.
But I was playing against the school of the blind and deaf out there. Not good footy players over there, but I'll take it. I needed touches in. It was a good sweat. Weather was good, so I'll take it.
How's the back?
It's hurting. It's mainly like my groin, hip, back, just sore, but not injured. I can play again tomorrow if I wanted to.
That's when you get hurt.
Yeah, tomorrow's the day I get hurt. So
You said this. You said the blind and the deaf. That's insane.
It's always when you like think you're good and you're back, then you push your body, you start not to stretch.
Yeah.
That's when the injuries start coming.
Gets you, catches you lacking. That's what I meant to say.
Fuck it.
Well, a lot to go over today. Premier League top 5 battle for Champions League. You guys have all seen Johnny on the green screen. He's been doing a couple of videos, which have been really good. AC Milan crushed Inter's treble hopes by defeating them in the Coppa Italia semifinal today, 3-0 at the San Siro. Serie A title race, very close race between Inter and Napoli. And then the Copa del Rey final preview, we'll talk about that. Barca, Real Madrid, 4 p.m. Eastern on Saturday. Should be a good one. Let's dive into the Premier League. Over the weekend, Villa beat Newcastle 4-1. Nottingham Forest beat Tottenham 2-1. Both important points for Villa and Nottingham Forest. And then yesterday, Man City defeat Aston Villa 2-1. To Man City get to how many points did Man City get now, John?
I think they're at
61.
61. 61.
61.
Third place.
Move into third place.
They're at third place. Yeah.
Massive game winner for them at the end.
Yeah.
Because if not, they're I think still stuck at 5th place if they don't get that
Yeah.
game winner. So massive
Game winner?
Nunez. Matias.
Nunez, yeah.
Nunez?
Yeah.
John, I know you talked about the top 5 title race or the top 5 battle for Champions League. Can you run us down through the numbers and who plays who in the next couple of games?
Okay. Liverpool, who are ahead by 13 points, right? So then Arsenal is at 67. You have City at 61, Forest at 60, Newcastle at 59, and then you have Chelsea and Aston Villa at 57. Right?
So right now Chelsea's in 5th, correct?
Chelsea's
Sixth.
in 6th.
6th.
So Chelsea and Villa are level at points at 57, but Villa are in 7th, Chelsea are in 6th, Newcastle's in 5th with 59, Forest is in 4th with 60, City's in 3rd with 61, and Arsenal is in 2nd with 67.
Yep, and then with Arsenal's tie today against Crystal Palace 2-2 means Liverpool needs a draw at Anfield on Sunday against the Spurs to take the Premier League title for this year.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be tough, though. Looking at the top 5 for Chelsea, they have the hardest games coming up, I think.
Yeah, who do they got?
They got Liverpool, Newcastle, and Forest are the 3 big games. But, I mean, it's not bad, though. It's up to them. They can make it, right? Like, they control their own destiny.
It's not bad. It's not easy.
Have more
It's not.
games than just that, right? Or those are the 3
No,
hardest
that's
ones? They have just those 3.
They got Everton this weekend.
That's also
Wait.
hard. That's also difficult.
Yeah, no, they might be fucked. They got Everton, then Liverpool, then Newcastle, then Man United, then Forest.
Yeah, you guys have the hardest.
Wow, you didn't put Man United as a tough game.
Come on, I forgot they were a top team.
I mean, they're not currently, but
yeah.
hey,
I mean,
Europa League semifinal.
That's a tough game. You guys have Everton. I mean, luckily
must win this weekend against Everton.
luck home. So I kind of give you guys the benefit of the doubt. It sways a little bit in your favor. Maybe against Chelsea, against Liverpool. If they win over the weekend, maybe they'll come out with
Slow rest.
their B team with guys they don't need, or let guys play who haven't played. So I mean, that's the only benefit of those 2 games. Maybe Newcastle's away. That's a tough match.
I mean, honestly, I think we're just battling naughty farce. I think Man City's in. They got massive 2 points at the end. Newcastle, they're just in form right now. They're balling. I mean, they did get smacked against Villa, but they're in form right now.
But it's Villa.
Yeah, it's really between Chelsea and Forest, and that's the last game of the season. It's Chelsea and Nottingham Forest, so that's the game that I think decides who makes it in top 5.
Yeah, I think that's the game that's gonna. Yeah, like you said, I think that's the one that's gonna be. Oh, we're gonna watch this game at the end of the end of the season, and we're like, okay, this is gonna solidify that last spot for Champions League.
Yeah, I mean, Chelsea's up by goal differential, so if they tie in points that last game of the season, I think Chelsea goes through. And Nottingham Forest doesn't have like a super easy schedule either. They got Brentford, which is a tough game for most people. Crystal Palace tends to be a tough game.
Palace, it's at
Palace.
Selhurst Park, so that's a tough one.
Yeah,
they played Leicester.
They'll probably get a win against Leicester, and then West Ham's just another tough game.
Who's home in that last game?
Nottingham's home.
Nottingham Forest is home.
So there you go.
What is that? The City Ground. That's gonna be sick. I mean,
it'll be a good game to watch. Though
it's gonna be a
we
very.
should live stream that one.
I'd like to watch that one instead. Yeah, because the next couple games City have. I mean,
they're playing the bums.
Yeah,
City should take care of business.
Wolves, Southampton, Bournemouth, Fulham. The only 2 teams I see giving them trouble is Bournemouth and Fulham.
Mm-hmm.
But the Bournemouth game is at City. The Fulham game is at Craven Cottage, so that's gonna be a nice.
They might just go. They might just win the next 4 games. To be fair,
Bournemouth has a slight outsider's chance to get in. Yeah, in the top 6.
They could. Europa.
No way.
No,
they're down 8 points.
Yeah.
Oh, they're
yeah. I mean, I guess I don't know what conference league places are this year.
Maybe
Maybe 7.
It also depends on what Villa do too.
Yeah, it's tough for Bournemouth.
Villa's stretch of games are not easy. As they have Crystal Palace this weekend. Well, that's a semifinal. Actually, I lied. They have Fulham, Bournemouth first. Easy. So from like 7, 8 to 3 is pretty.
We'll give Bournemouth
a
slight chance. I wasn't saying
little
that
bit,
they have a massive chance, but we'll give them a little bit.
Yeah, Newcastle as well. I think Newcastle.
I mean, it's not too easy either. They got Brighton, Chelsea, Arsenal, and Everton.
You would need us to do you a favor
Arsenal
there.
To come through for the boys,
right? Do you a favor there, and because that's at home, and we haven't beat them all year, so we've lost 3 times.
You need to beat Arsenal once this year, and it has to be right now. You know,
who needs to beat Arsenal?
Sorry, you need to beat Newcastle. This
correct.
Year.
Yeah,
Newcastle,
we've lost 3 games already. We lost away. We've lost home and away during the Carabao Cup, and we have them this right now. So I mean,
I guess it depends where you are in Champions League, right? It's probably around that same time.
Yeah.
Maybe resting players.
Well, it depends. If we qualify to the finals, then the next.
So basically, I need Arsenal to get smacked up in Champions League so they could, focus against Newcastle, right?
Which is what you want.
Which is what I'm rooting for.
Which is what I'm not rooting for.
So we think Arsenal, Liverpool, Arsenal, City. Those are the locks, and then
locks for sure.
The last 2 spots are up for grabs.
Yeah, I'm going. I said it already. I think I'm going to go with Newcastle and Forest locking up. Yeah, the final spots. To be honest, I don't.
Yeah,
I think Chelsea's unbelievable.
Chelsea has the toughest run of games to make it for the top 5.
They're not even playing too well either.
Yeah, they've been inconsistent.
They're getting dominated by Fulham in the first half over the weekend.
At home,
barely, bro.
Was that home?
Honestly, we got lucky. Honestly, we got 2 goals in the last 10 minutes of the game that saved their season. Honestly, Champions League would have been done if they didn't win this weekend.
If they win the Conference League, they're in Europa, right? Next year.
Europa, yeah. That's the only way I think we're making Champions League. We win Conference League this year. We win Europa next year. And then we make a Champions League in 2 years.
So I think you'll be doing Bournemouth a big help if you guys win Conference League. I think they'll take that Europa League spot.
Yeah, they might make Europa, yeah.
Which is
so that's
cool.
what I'm saying. Yeah, it's still an important spot for Bournemouth.
They have to stay there, correct?
They're battling Fulham and Brighton and Brentford. And Crystal Palace. They're all 3 points behind each other from 8 to 12.
And that's if Chelsea could take care of business in the Conference League.
Right.
They're probably going to play, in my opinion, it's either Fiorentina or Betis in the final.
Betis against fucking Anthony.
Both, yeah, right. Yeah, both not easy
Not
teams to
easy.
play.
They're
I
not
mean,
easy teams.
listen, we'll take it. The title race has been pretty slow in these last few weeks, so at least exciting to see that we have at least a couple of games to look forward to, until the end of the season,
The
right?
Champions League. Yeah, no, I agree.
Right, every day. I mean, every weekend, Chelsea's giving me a heart attack, bro. I'm just sweating. I got to shower after every Chelsea game. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, but like, do they even have a team to compete in Champions League if they get in?
I mean, they got ballers on the team. I don't know. They have good players. They just got to figure out what the form is. You know what I mean? I don't know what the answer is because they got good players. They got good names. 15 people make it to the second stage, right? I mean,
I
hey,
mean, it's kind of like what United's going through, right? Like tough Premier League, but they somehow made it
the
to the
Prem might be the best. They're the best league in the world right now.
Europa semifinal.
They got 14th place and 16th place in the Prem and the Europa semifinals.
Right. Correct.
Spurs is lucky that those bottom three teams are absolutely dog shit, or else it'd be pretty
Correct.
interesting,
I
But
would agree. West Ham too.
yeah, I mean, and Spurs in semifinal. I can see Spurs make it to the final, and I can see them obviously either Bilbao or United, but I'd rather them play Bilbao.
Bilbao smacking Tottenham in the final.
Yeah, they beat them in the final, which that's what I want. Because I don't want United in the final. Because that means either Spurs are gonna win or United's gonna win, and that's gonna be fucking catastrophe. And I'm gonna fucking
Yeah,
lose my mind.
we don't want any Prem teams winning Europa.
What do you think? What do you think that like it's crazy? It's crazy, right? Like both having really down years in the Prem, but somehow they make it to Europa. Like I don't know. I watch Spurs play like in the Prem over the weekends, and they're horrific. United, same thing, but somehow there's some magic. I mean, the last game for United was one for the
Madness.
Insane. Like Spurs weren't good at Frankfurt. When they played in Germany, they got a goal. That was a PK, and they just locked it up. Frankfurt couldn't score. It was like full domination. Frankfurt had the ball. Spurs were sitting back. They created chances. They couldn't put the ball in the back of the net. Spurs just did what you need, just enough just to get through, right?
They grinded it out.
Correct. They grinded it out. Kudos. United, I can't explain it. It happened so fast. I'm watching it. I'm just like, back. It was just like, in awe.
Yeah, I think once it hit 4-2, I was like, wow, they bottled it.
Yeah,
And then you
correct.
guys kept texting me the scores, and I'm like, what is going on?
It was insane.
yeah.
It just
I was
happened like this.
I was on the subway. Who were they playing again?
They're playing Leon.
Leon was up 4-2. I lose signal because we're getting into Jersey, so I'm losing signal for 15 minutes. I get the ship back 5-4. 3 goals in 10 minutes. It's insane.
It's like the glitch with the Knicks and the Pistons after Detroit beat us in game 2. If you Googled the score, it said the Knicks 94, Detroit 0. It was
Yeah.
like some weird Google glitch. So that's probably what you felt like when you saw 5-4.
I couldn't believe it, honestly.
I
But
couldn't believe it either.
I said in one of the other chats, like, there's only one person on United who's going to score a game winner for you, and it's always going to be Harry Maguire. That's the only guy on that team who's going to win you a game. And it happened.
Hey, let's give Harry Maguire a lot credit
I
because
like Maguire. I don't hate him.
He gets torched anytime.
He scores so many big goals.
Right,
Like,
but he gets torched anytime like anything bad happens, and the guy still shows up, still competes, and still delivers. Like it's kind of hard for a United fan now to ever be mad at him again.
Professional.
True professional.
he is a good professional. Yeah.
He's a good professional. Like you said, he gets torched week in and week out from his own fans, from everyone else. Probably even more from
the
his
whole
fans,
country,
from
honestly,
everybody.
because when he goes plays for the national team, they torture him too. But he be scoring goals for the national team, so I don't get it.
Yeah, like name another player that gets harassed that badly and comes up and delivers.
I mean,
I don't know. Honestly, I'm trying to think of one because there's one out there.
I mean,
you could almost argue like Anthony, right? Gets booted out of United,
for United, yeah.
killed, but now he's balling for Betis. So a lot of these United players, right? Rashford, same thing. Sancho, right? When he was at United, I don't know. I feel like people are very quick to get on top of people if they're not performing well, especially at United. And then you get stuff like that. Harry Maguire, the hero.
I mean, massive moment for him.
Yeah. We'll move on to Milan. I saw the highlights today. AC Milan get the 3-1 victory against Inter today to move on to the final for the Coppa Italia. A brace by Luka Jovic, which didn't know the guy still plays soccer, to be honest.
The one from Madrid?
Yeah.
Madrid, Frankfurt.
Crazy.
The guy who
Forgot
benched
about him.
Santi Jimenez.
Yeah.
I didn't know he was on. I didn't know he was on AC Milan.
Santi Jimenez hasn't played really these last couple of weeks.
He's beefing with the coach, I think, right?
Something like that.
The coach is done at the end of the season, though.
Is he?
I think that's what I saw. I think he's gonna part ways with Milan at the end, which is weird. I mean, it's not weird, but it's weird because
I
it
mean,
had to.
he came in as a
He
filler,
came,
no?
yeah. Did he come as a filler?
It was the bald guy. It was because the bald guy brought in Pulisic.
Yes.
Yeah. I forget his name though. But yeah, good 3-0 victory by Milan. It was Inter's home game. So Milan was the away team today at the San Siro. And yeah, ruins Inter's chances for the treble, which is big for them. Inter's playing really well in the Champions League. Obviously, they're in the Serie A title race, which we'll get to in a second. They lost. They lose to their bitter rivals in the Coppa Italia.
And honestly, it's a big win for Milan because now they're ninth. They win Coppa Italia. I think they make Europa now, or one of those, either Conference League or Europa. So I mean, that's big win. Now they're in European competition.
That's a huge loss for Inter. I think that's a huge loss for Inter at this moment. Like this moment of the run of games they're gonna hit, right? With the league on the line, with the semifinal. You play your rivals in a cup semifinal and you get absolutely dismantled. 3-0. That's huge. That's a big blow, I think, in regards to how they go forward now, right? Because now they play Roma over the weekend, which is a must win. So that means they're gonna play with everybody, right? All their best players. They can't rest
Yeah.
anybody. And then they go play Barcelona on Wednesday.
In Barcelona.
Man, Champions League this weekend.
In Barcelona. So we have to see how they bounce back.
Yeah,
Because
I agree.
they have to bounce back in a big way.
Roma's is a tough game. I mean, right now,
Correct.
right before Barca.
And I always feel like Roma, Inter, like those games are always really good, right? Regardless of where Roma is on the table, regardless of form, they're always going to show up for that game. And depending on how they do there, it's going to kind of reflect on maybe how they do against Barcelona. So huge game over the weekend to bounce back, and we'll see.
Talking about the stretch of games, they also lost over the weekend to Bologna, last minute bicycle kick. I saw a video. It was Napoli fans under a tunnel that when the goal happened, I guess they were listening to on the radio. Everyone just starts beeping in the tunnel because in Naples. So it's nuts, right? Like it's Napoli won the title not that long ago, right? Wants to be a repeat champion, so both head to head. And then obviously the news that came out about the potential tiebreaker. I googled it, so I'll read it to you guys for real quick. The only previous instance of a playoff tiebreaker in Serie A was in the 1963-64 season. Bologna and Inter, who just played recently, finished tied on points, and Bologna won the playoff 2-0 to claim the title. So it happened before. It got taken away. And then in 2022, Serie A introduced a new rule where a one-off playoff match will be played to decide the Scudetto. If teams finish level on points, the rule has been in effect since the 2022-23 season. The playoff match will be played on a neutral ground. Currently, Inter Milan and Napoli are tied in points with a few games to go, so would be really exciting to see a playoff final for whoever wins the Scudetto.
I like it.
They're also tied on head to head too. So no one's won a game between those two teams all year. They tied 1-1 each way. So it'd be sick.
Yeah, it would be really cool.
Fan, come on. What better way to decide the champion? It's
right.
It seems fair.
Love it.
It just seems really fair. You know, you tied on points, you guys head to head, deadlock even. Now you play the last one.
Yeah, I'm surprised it hasn't happened more often, honestly.
Tough, man.
Well, obviously,
yeah, that is weird.
It got implemented not that long ago, but still, you know.
Yeah, I wonder where they'll make them play.
They said neutral ground.
Go play
I'm
Rome.
assuming if it's Napoli, Inter, they'll probably play at the Olimpico in Rome.
Play in Rome, baby. Go play in Rome.
Is that like in the middle of both of them?
I mean, it's the capital, and that's where the national team plays. So
yeah, that's fair.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, it would be really sick. And then Napoli won over the weekend on a Scott McTominay header, so obviously that helped him get the tie. Scott McTominay is loving life in Italy.
I mean, you know how dope it is to like you get shit in England and shit weather, and then they boot you to Serie A, and you live in life in Italy. Like all these Prem players are living life in Italy.
Him and
Pulisic, no?
Him and Gilmore. Yeah. Him and Gilmore from Chelsea.
Gilmore as well. Yeah,
he's on that team.
I mean, you leave London and go to Milan.
That Napoli
or
team is really
Naples. You
that
know what I mean?
Napoli
Like,
team is really interesting. It's good to see those boys coming out on top. So yeah, keep an eye out for that potential tiebreaker with Inter and Napoli. Moving ahead to headlines around the world, we have been following kind of in the distance, but it's always interesting when it comes to these last couple of games. The CONCACAF Champions Cup the semifinal starts tonight with Tigres against Cruz Azul in Mexico, and then Vancouver versus Inter in Vancouver for the first game. Exciting because I think 4 really good teams. It's obviously going to be a Mexico MLS final. Messi going for his CONCACAF Champions Cup. So it's going to be exciting. It's
that's
exciting
crazy.
to see these good teams still in the mix, and it's cool to see a Canadian team in the mix as well, right? They're MLS, but they're Canadian, so some Canadian representation. But the Tigres Cruz Azul game will be today, 10 p.m. Eastern. Be on the lookout for that, and then Vancouver Inter. I'm assuming it'll be a night game Eastern time as well. So
You said they play today?
Tigres Cruz Azul, yeah,
Shit. Might have to take that
yeah,
on, right?
yeah,
Shout out to B White, Brian White.
yeah, yeah.
Wait, Brian White, is he a product of Red Bull? Oh, no.
He did play for the Red Bull. He played for PDA, I think, right?
He played for PDA. His
Yeah,
Oh,
legit
he's
his
PDA
whole
boy.
his whole life. And then went to Duke, and then he played for Red Bulls, like the U23s, I think.
yeah.
Like post, in the summer, like after school and stuff. If Red Bull did, but then I think Red Bull signed him as a
Yeah, Red Bull
homegrown,
signed
right?
him out. Yeah,
Yeah, so I guess you can say a Red Bull product, but
we'll
he's
claim him.
he's a PDA lad.
We'll
Yeah.
claim him as a Jersey boy.
He's a Jersey boy,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and I think he became Vancouver's top goal scorer not that long ago, maybe this season or last season. So yeah, B White's killing it. Inter will be exciting to see what goes on there. I feel like they're top currently in MLS, but these are the cup games that they brought Messi in for. So we'll see how
It's
those go.
unbelievable how they have all those players in one team,
Yeah,
especially with like how MLS is structured and salary cap and all that.
They just sold what's his face, Robert Taylor, for like
did they?
$750,000
I thought he was good when I saw him last year. I haven't
Yeah,
really seen
where
too
did he?
many games.
to Austin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Saw it was like, hey, 750,000, let's see. Yep, 750,000 in general allocation money for attacker Robert Taylor in a trade with Austin FC.
Yeah, I
I
did.
think one of those MLS teams also traded, I think, another like international spot to enter Miami, which is
Yeah,
insane
I
to
did see
do.
that. I think it was well Inter Miami they took out Campana, and I think that opened up a spot.
Yeah, correct.
They're talking about KDB to fucking enter Miami.
Yeah, and then they
KDB.
also said Aston Villa, right?
Aston Villa, I saw that today.
They said what's his name? Thomas Mueller to maybe FC Cincinnati.
Really?
Yeah, I feel like
Yeah, I
that's
saw
like a
that.
perfect spot for him.
Oh my
But
god.
Mueller?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Why?
because I feel like that FC Cincinnati fan base is like strong. They always show out to games, and cold weather like Munich. I feel like you do well there.
Next time we go to the Red Bull game, we gotta ask the coach if he has eyes on Thomas Mueller. I
German.
was gonna do that last time
Should
at
be.
the post conference, but I pussied out, to be fair. And they ran out of questions. I was thinking about raising my hand, and they said last question, and gave it to someone else.
It's just tough, right? Because they already have. I feel like they're top heavy with their DP. So to bring in another DP up top, it might not be the best strategic move. I think.
Yeah, it might bring fans in.
I mean, it'll definitely bring
For
fans in.
sure.
See Mueller play, yeah. I mean, the guy still balls.
Yeah, I mean he just played Champions League last week.
Yeah,
You know what I
and
mean?
he played an important role.
All right. So FIFA wants America and LAFC playoff for the last Club World Cup spot. FIFA President Gianni Infantino said the sports governing body will look to hold a playoff between LAFC, the 2023 CONCACAF Champions League runner-up, and Club America, the highest-ranked CONCACAF team not already qualified to fill the vacant spot. So obviously there's controversy there, right? Like, why would you give LAFC that spot as a runner-up? You didn't win the competition, right? I feel like it's weird. It's not even like it's the same team from that year. You could give it to, let's say, LA Galaxy, right? They just won MLS this year, right? They're technically the U.S. champions.
I mean,
Or you could just,
they should have they should have Inter Miami's spot.
yeah, they
Correct.
should. Or just give it to like the top two highest ranked CONCACAF teams not already in there. But to give it to the runner-up of a team that didn't really win the cup, right? I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it.
I personally don't mind it. I think it's the right call. Yeah, I mean, if they go based on like what you said, like Galaxy being the MLS champs, it should be Inter Miami spot. They gifted Inter Miami that spot. Let's all be honest about that.
I mean,
Like
they
they're lucky
didn't
they're
get
even
robbed though. Like
yeah, but they're lucky
Leon
they're
won
even
that fair and
doing that
square.
because it's just like if I don't know if the league is 1 and 2 and say someone gets caught with corruption on one, you give the
You give it
championship to two,
2. Yeah.
right? So LAFC did
But
earn.
they didn't get caught with corruption though.
I know I'm just giving an example. Like
On why
usually
2 should get it.
if you don't crown or promote for the team that's first, you crown or promote the team that's in second. So LAFC deserves that spot.
Yeah.
But they're lucky they're even giving America a chance, right? Like
Yeah.
it should just be LAFC and boom.
It should
away
have
we
really
go.
been the Costa Rican team, to be fair.
Because they're the ones that flagged it.
And they're the Central America champions.
No,
Bring in the
man.
Central American team.
No, bro.
Come on, bro.
Not good
Hey
enough,
man,
man.
are they gonna fill the stadium?
No.
Well, there you go.
And
It's all about the money.
At a business aspect and just at a total fairness, you give it to second place.
You
And
should.
they'll bring you in.
I would rather them just go in order of the ranking, right? The top 2 teams who didn't make it, which I think is Columbus Crew and America. I think Columbus Crew was number 1 in CONCACAF, and then like this last ranking, they dropped to like 4th or 5th. So I could see them being pissed off.
Yeah, I mean, you know how those rankings are.
So
Loved.
I mean, it would be great to see America in the tournament. America, the 2-time champions of Mexico, 3-time champions. I don't know.
Yeah, 3.
3, right?
I'd rather see Chivas, but I think Chivas is dog shit this year.
I mean, they haven't been good for a while. I think.
Fuck it. Dude, did you see right now Fabricio? This guy doesn't sleep, bro. This guy is
Why,
like.
what'd
Do
he
you think
say?
it's Fabrizio? You think it's Fabrizio like working right now, or does he have like staff members just like?
Definitely has a team.
Yeah, no way it's him right now. Tough.
I mean, to be honest, the extra times I feel like have been not so great.
Yeah.
In Champions League,
Go to
the
sleep,
Europa
Fabricio.
one was awesome.
Europe was
Obviously.
insane.
Correct.
Wait, I don't remember any. Well, I guess both Madrid game, Real Madrid Atletico went to PKs.
Yep. Man, Fabricio, go to sleep, bro. Come on, man. Just fucking.
I mean, it's not the worst. It's not the worst thing in the world. The last bit of news I wanted to talk to you guys about: Bruce Arena was on the Unfiltered Pod with Tim Howard and Landon Donovan. Had some words about the U.S. men's national team. Had some words about Mauricio Pochettino and the U.S. Federation, basically saying that it was wrong of them to hire a non-American to coach the American national team.
Interesting.
Saying that, they don't fully understand the culture. They don't fully understand U.S. soccer, the players, and that might have contributed to the lack of pride, the lack of willingness to play in these last Nations League games against Canada and Panama. Johnny, this doesn't seem like you.
I see it in your face, Johnny. My only comment is gonna be is what culture?
What?
Okay,
Are
interesting.
you serious? Are you serious? Like, that's just so close-minded. That's so close. That's the problem. That's our issue, right? That's the issue, I think, in American culture, soccer, whatever you want to call it. Why would the players would be lowly motivated to play under Pochettino because he's Argentinian? What does that have to do with anything? They're professional athletes. You have a job. You put on the jersey. You have the crest here. Your last name's on the back of your jersey. Go fucking play. Why does Pochettino have to do with anything? Who's the guy that held the spot for what's his face when he got fired?
BJ.
Are you
BJ.
kidding me, bro? Do you think
BJ
Callahan. They were balling under him.
Stop it, man. Come on. Come on, dude.
Not because of tactics. I think they just like to play under him.
They did play free flowing under BJ.
So you're telling
I think they just like that manager, and they were like, "Fuck, let's just play hard right now."
It's like having the substitute teacher. You can do whatever you want.
that's insane. I mean, why? BJ, Pochettino, I mean, it's got to be a no-brainer. I mean, there's no way Bruce Arena could be like, hey, listen, poor from the American Federation for hiring out of the country and not keeping it within.
No, I mean, yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Especially all those players play in Europe, and Coach is a European coach in a way, right? So it's, if anything, they're better to have a European coach who they might respect than someone in MLS who they're probably like, why the fuck would we really care what this guy's telling me?
Yeah, but does having a Pochettino who has this name, this aura, does that like put more pressure on the player than they need to have? They already have a lot of pressure.
I don't think so, bro.
What's the problem with having a little bit of pressure?
Well, they didn't respond well in Nations League. So
I mean, I think that's a self thing with the pressure.
That's a player issue.
Yeah, it's gotta be. There's no way that maybe Pochettino and the expectation, the pressure is high, but at a certain point, you have to kind of take the pressure and kind of embrace it. I think,
These guys are professional athletes, right? Playing in big European teams. They can handle pressure. I mean, it's their job to play with pressure, right?
and that's a cop out. What Bruce Arena's giving them is a cop out. That's a cop out. That's just an easy way to say, hey, they're not performing because guess what? This guy's not American and they don't want to get behind him. That's absolute horseshit.
He's like he's like
I agree.
he's like that coach that like hugs the players, you know.
Players coach.
I feel like that. I mean, as Bruce Arena dug into the players, like you could tell he has this like thing
Correct.
about him. But I think right now he's trying to be that. It's like good cop, bad cop. Right now he's trying to be the good cop.
But I also don't think Bruce Arena didn't have the type of players like this group of guys. He didn't have. I don't think in terms of like quality, he didn't have that. He just had a. I think he had a group of guys that were
Tough.
nitty gritty tough. That just I guess understood what it meant to play for the badge.
Which resembled him, his personality, his coaching style.
Right. Which I don't. I mean, it's not a bad thing to not have that kind of like nitty gritty, but you have a lot more quality, right? As a team, you know. I mean, I don't know. It could. I'm like.
I mean, it's not
It
like they were
confuses me.
performing well under Greg, right? Like they were
I mean,
boring football. I mean, they did win, right? But
they had
towards the end of like that stint with Greg, they weren't playing like pretty soccer or good soccer.
Yeah, I think Greg took him to the maximum
As
level
yeah.
he could have taken him to, recruited all the best players, got him to a really good point, and it's like a CEO, man, of a startup. It's like you can get the startup to a certain point, but then once that happens and the company grows too big, you need somebody else with different skill set to get them to that next level. I feel like Greg maxed out. Great coach, brought the team together. They did pretty decent in the World Cup, but now you need somebody to take them to the next level. I think Poch is the guy, but I also don't disagree with Bruce Arenas, to be honest. Like you saw what Mexico did with Javier Aguirre, right? A lot of people didn't like him to come back, and look what he's done, right? He's brought the culture, the pride to represent the badge with Rafa in the back as well. I don't know. I don't think he's completely wrong, but
I guess it's hard to comment like Bruce Arena is after 2 games for Poch, right? Like
two right, 2 games
you
out.
know, like yeah, I guess it's tough criticism. You know, let's give Poch a few more games and let's see how the team reacts coming up, and then we give our criticism.
Yeah, because I think
I mean,
it's just.
the problem is that like they don't have that many more games to go, right? Like they have the Gold Cup this year, and that's really it. Then you have your friendlies before the World Cup. They'll be against good teams. Let's see what happens, but I don't know. They don't have many more chances to go.
Yeah, I mean, it might just be they play like shit, and then at the World Cup they just show up and deliver like all host countries really do. You know what I mean?
Except
Yeah.
Qatar.
Except Qatar.
I don't know.
They played the boys.
Yeah, it's tough. I don't know.
And Valencia dug them in.
Bruce. It just. I guess it's just shitty to hear. Like, come on. Like, really? Everyone's been like talking about getting a coach that is an American. You know, just kind of branch out.
Right.
And
It's what
venture
we
out.
wanted. It's what we
Correct.
wanted, and now that we have it,
After 2 games.
yeah. No, I totally agree. It could be an unfair, but there is some truth to it. Like I'm pretty sure every team that has won a World Cup has won it with a coach that's from their country, at least in the last few. So there is some truth behind that. So that's why it's hard for me to disagree. All right, Copa del Rey final preview. Real Madrid, Barcelona in Sevilla, 4:00 Eastern, Saturday. There's news today that Camavinga and Alaba might be out for the game.
Injuries.
Muscle injuries.
Yes.
But besides that, should be good to go. No, the rest of the squad.
Yeah, I mean Alaba's shit, so get him out of there.
I was gonna say like it doesn't really affect the squad that you want in your head.
Yeah, I mean I think they'd probably play Fran Garcia on the left, Rudiger, Asensio, I guess Lucas Vasquez at right back, because you need Fede in the middle this game. Fede, Tchouaméni, Jude, and then the front 3 of Mbappe, Rodrigo, and Vinny. 4-3-3. Kind of hopefully they can expose Barca's high press, high line with a 4-3-3 and just try to get in behind all I think Madrid got, to be fair.
It should be a good game. I think Barcelona, I think they're clicking. I think they're gonna just
Lewandowski's out though.
Well, they'll have who? Ferran up top?
Also informed. Just beat them, dude. Real Madrid just beat Barcelona. Just you've been getting your ass beat all year. Just fucking do something right now.
Yeah, I mean it's the final. I guess we'll see how it goes. They can. They can catch them on account and defend for their life.
It's all well. Madrid can't really defend. That's the
They
problem.
can't. Yeah, I know. They're in trouble.
It's gonna be a shootout. Just fucking score goals.
Well, the last game, was it the Barcelona blowout?
It was like
I think so.
it's like 13-1, dude.
It should have been.
4-1. 4-1.
I don't know, man. I don't know like what
I mean,
Ancelotti
I don't.
have
I
up
feel like
his
Barca
sleeve,
hasn't
to
been
be honest.
playing. I feel like Barca hasn't been playing the best either. Like, they barely got by
Not-
Celta Vigo.
Yeah,
I
not in
think they
La
beat who did they just play? Mallorca.
Mallorca,
1-0.
not in
1-0.
La Liga, but I think in Champions League they definitely delivered. And against Madrid, they've delivered.
They were getting dominated by Dortmund for that second game.
Yeah, but it was 4-0.
I mean, at one point it was like a 1-2 goal game in aggregate.
I don't know. I think Barca has too much in the tank from Madrid.
Man,
Hey,
listen.
we'll see.
The only thing Barcelona, obviously
Barca's still playing for trouble, by the way.
their front three, yeah, they are. Their front three, but everything else I just doesn't really do it for me. Maybe I'm just a hater. I think maybe I'm got my hater shades on
Well,
with
if
that.
they don't play the high line, do you think they'd be a solid group?
Yes.
Or the high line, or they play the high line because they aren't as good in the back. So that's kind of like their crutch.
That's a good question. I mean, honestly, I think Kubarsi is good. Koundé is good.
But Alva's good.
I don't think Martinez is. I think he's okay.
Yeah, they love him though.
They do like him a lot. And then Barden on the left, I think he's okay too. I think he gets
He's
up.
all right.
He gets up pretty well, right? He's good in the attack, but defensively, I don't rate him. But I think the other two, I mean, on the other side are really good. I think Koundé
Yeah.
They just it's the high line. They get caught out of position
Yeah,
all the time, or
but-
a ball over their head.
But I also think Koundé defends really well, right? So 1v1 situations, I think Koundé's really good. A Kubarsi 1v1 situations is good as well, and his ability to play out the back, probably one of the best on the team. So I think those two.
Koundé is going to be against who? Vinny.
Correct.
Who report came out that he might be signing an extension.
Correct. Of course.
Maybe no Vinny out, like you said, Carlos.
He's not.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard. How are you gonna get rid of Vinny, right? He almost won below they were last year. They won 2 Champions Leagues with him.
He's still.
I don't know, man.
Bad season, still a top player.
They've got to. It's just the front three just doesn't work. They got to fix that.
Yeah, I totally
don't know.
agree.
That.
Told you, I think Rodrigo's out the door.
Yeah, Rodrigo's probably the one out the door, but it shouldn't be.
You think
But
so?
Predictions.
Yeah. You think
Predictions for the final.
Madrid 3-0.
You don't believe that, do you?
3-1 Madrid. 3-1 Madrid. Book it.
3-1 Madrid.
3-1 Madrid.
3-1.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
You know what? I'm gonna go 3-2 Madrid.
Oh, come on, John.
I'm gonna go 3-2
Exactly.
Madrid.
3-2s.
I want 3-2 Madrid.
It's gonna be a good game.
I
It
want
sounds like
3-2
it's gonna be a
Madrid.
good game.
I want 3-2 Madrid.
I think 3-2 Barca, obviously.
Nice. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go Madrid. I'm on the Madrid train right now for this one.
I think Lamine is gonna get 1 goal, 1 assist,
Ooh,
Frank
I
Garcia
think-
lockup.
and I think Rafinha will get 1 goal and 1 assist.
Damn, bro.
that sounds.
How many goals is Ferran scoring?
I mean, Mbappe scores twice.
Mbappe
Saturday.
scores twice.
Twice.
I don't like this because Johnny's been so good in his predictions. So I need Johnny to be on the
Mbappe
Barca.
brace.
I need Johnny to be on the Barca side.
Have you seen the news in the media? They treat him poorly.
Mbappe?
They treat him poorly. They're like, oh, Madrid's been what?
getting-
4-0
getting
since he's been out.
He's getting the Messi Paris treatment.
Dude,
not-
it's insane. I hate
What goes
it.
It's
around
just how
comes
the
around.
media is in Spain, honestly.
The media does that, right? Does such a good job manipulating it, and just like they've been 4-0 since he's been gone, or since he hasn't played. They're better off. I'm like,
Media just clickbaiting.
yeah, correct.
It's like all right, so let him go. Let him go somewhere else.
Correct. And then he's got 33 goals, and you're telling me that he's the fucking problem. No, there's other underlying issues there. It's not him. But yeah, I think he's gonna get a brace.
Ancelotti played Guler and Endrick today. Do they see some time on Saturday?
Maybe Hendrik.
Maybe Endrick. I mean, I don't mind seeing him, but starting to start, right? Just have him play 9. Try out Mbappe on the wing, Rodrigo on the wing, or Vinny and Mbappe on the wing, and see how Endrick does.
And then Rodrigo as a
Give it
super
a
sub.
try.
Then adjust.
Yeah. Rodrigo's a great super sub. The Man City game when Madrid came back, Rodrigo came off the bench and started tweaking it, and
He's probably a little better. Probably a little better off the bench.
he's so good.
He's good.
I like
though.
him.
Yeah, I'm a fan. So
It's like he could play like a Trossard role, right? Like Trossard's really good. He could start. He's better than Martinelli, but he comes off the bench and it's the spark for Arsenal, right? But I love Rodrigo, man.
So 3-1, 3-2 Real Madrid, and then I'm a 3-2 Barca guy. So 2-1 Madrid, Barca, at least in
Let's
in
do
the
let's
predictions.
bet some shots, Steve.
Yeah, sure, why not?
I mean, I've been taking so many shots the last 2 months here.
Yeah.
I'll bet it because I'm hopeful on the Barca treble. I think they'll get 2 out of 3. I don't know about 3. 3 out of 3. But I think they'll get 2 though.
If they don't win this week,
They're going
they're
one.
not gonna win Champions League. It's only gonna be one.
They won. If they lose this weekend, they won.
Is this gonna be 1?
It's be one.
All right.
Pope wants it.
The Pope don't want Barca to win, bro.
Well, we'll see. 4 p.m. Eastern, Real Madrid, Barcelona, Copa del Rey final in Sevilla. I'll see you guys over the weekend. Talk later, fellas.
See you, boys.